In this video, we have compiled emails to Haruki Murakami from readers who have had difficulties with their parents. Here is an email to him from a 32-year-old woman. My parents divorced 10 years ago. At that time, I had a very hard time because of their selfishness, and since then I have been estranged from my parents. How can I forgive them? How can I be kind to them? I don't think you need to forgive your parents, at least for now. You don't have to be particularly kind to them. You just need to remain estranged from them and leave them alone for a while. For the time being, you can live your life the way you want to, without having anything to do with your parents. After another 20 or 30 years, you may or may not be able to forgive your parents. But that is in the future. With time, you will naturally decide how you feel. For now, above all, live your life honestly. Here is an email to him from a 44-year-old man. I don't like my father and don't talk to him. I don't feel a spiritual connection with him at all. People take it for granted that we should cherish our parents, but is it wrong to dislike them or, if possible, to want to insulate myself from them? I don't think that because they are your parents, you have to like them or feel affection for them. However, I think it would be better if you could clarify at least a little what it is about your father that you dislike and why. The cause is often your own problem. You may find the ugly parts of yourself in your immediate family members as if they are mirror images of you. If you still don't like it, just don't go out with them. This is a 32-year-old man's email to him. My father was being bullied at work and sometimes yelled at my mother and sister when he came home. I couldn't take it anymore, so I forcefully divorced my parents and kicked my father out of the house. However, I feel that I have a similar personality to my father, and I am haunted by the thought that I might do the same thing in the future when I get married. Perhaps men are like that in general. From a young age, when we are not yet capable of making decisions, we are almost automatically imprinted with role models. Repulsion and imprinting may be two sides of the same coin. But the fact that you are aware of these things now is a good thing. If you continue to control yourself carefully as you are now, I don't think it will end so badly. Here is an email to him from a 22-year-old woman. My father disappeared when I was in elementary school, leaving behind a large amount of debt. Since then, my mother raised me and my sister. Now I am married and have a 7-month-old son. I love my father and would like to find him so that he can see my son's face. However, I am not sure if I should look for my father considering my mother hates him. And since I don't know what my father is doing now, I am hesitant because even if I find him, it might cause trouble for my husband and my son. What do you think, Mr. Murakami? This is just my gut feeling, but I have a feeling that it would be better not to search for him. If you really want to search for your father's whereabouts, I think you should do so after obtaining the approval of your mother and sister. If you don't do so, you may end up in a lot of trouble. Of course, I don't know how your father feels. But he abandoned his family and disappeared of his own volition. I don't recommend that you contact him. This is an email from a 31-year-old woman to him. I have a one-sided dislike for my parents. The reason is that they have spoiled me so much that I am ashamed of them, and I still cannot forgive them for it. I understand their concern for their children, but I feel something akin to hatred for their continued attitude of putting their own feelings first. I know I shouldn't continue like this, but I can't control my emotions. In my case, I had a very bad relationship with my parents. We hardly spoke to each other for about 30 years. Now I am able to forgive them for many things. I have come to think that it was important for them to love me, no matter what form that love took. But it took me a long time to be able to think that way. Please take your time. Haruki Murakami says the following about his relationship with his parents. We had not seen each other at all for more than 20 years, and we hardly spoke to each other or contacted each other unless we had something important to say. It was shortly before he passed away that I finally met and talked with my father. At that time, I was nearly 60 years old and my father was approaching his 90th birthday. We had an awkward conversation, and we made some kind of reconciliation. He passed away at the age of 90 in a hospital in Kyoto due to cancer that had spread to many places and severe diabetes. It seems that Haruki Murakami himself took quite a long time to reconcile.